It's boys soccer night in Bloomington, another soccer doubleheader coming your way on BEC-TV. Kennedy, the home team for both games and the opponent for both games, the Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights. Alongside our crew, Josh Powers with you on yet another beautiful fall evening. Perfect weather once again for high school soccer and an intriguing matchup here in the boys game, as we have the girls' game to follow. Boys tonight is it's Kennedy and Benilde. Let's meet the starters and the national anthem. Let's send it down to our house announcer.
Number 8, Matthew Virginia. Number 10, Hans Backus. Number 11, Luca Platt. Number 14, Bennett Miller. Number 17, Morgan Olson. And number 21, Austin Keller. Head coaches, Dave Platt and Paul O'Connor. And now, for your home team, Kennedy Eagles. Number 1, goalkeeper captain, Carter Lansdale. Number 4, defender, captain, Ricardo Valrey Martinez. Number 7, midfielder, Omar Artola. Number 9, forward, Diego Perez. Number 10, midfielder captain, Jesus Sirocco. Number 11, forward, Diego Fuentes Rodriguez. Number 12, midfielder, Jaime Reyes. Number 13, defender captain, Amir Rubio. Number 14, midfielder, Jose Castellano Rios. Number 17, midfielder, Justin Arias. And number 25, defender, Marvin Gonzalez Rodriguez. Student manager, Brittany Pacheco Vasquez. Assistant coach, Brian Lopez. And head coach, Dan Buschendorf. Would you please stand and remove any headwear as we face the scoreboard into the field for the national anthem.
We are ready for soccer here at Bloomington Stadium, an intriguing matchup. Very similar numbers for these teams, but not necessarily the similar records. Benilde coming in at 5-1 in the Metro West, 5-2 overall. Kennedy at 3-3-1 in the Metro West and 3-3-1 overall. And I mentioned similar numbers because on the year, Benilde has scored 12 goals and given up 10. Kennedy has also scored 12 goals and given up 11. Benilde has won a lot of close games this year. In fact, their first 3 wins of the year were all by a goal, and one of their other wins was by a goal. So 4 out of their 5 wins on the year for the Red Knights have come by just 1 goal. And yes, we all know soccer is a low-scoring game, but sometimes it takes just 1 or 2 key plays, and that's what Benilde has been doing for much of this season. Meanwhile, for Kennedy, on their side, they are riding some good momentum right now. They have won their last 2 games against Cooper and Chanhassen. So on a 2-game winning streak Kennedy looking to make it 3, a pivotal game. They've got Jefferson coming up next Tuesday in a game we'll have for you on BEC-TV, as well as Cooper, a very beatable team as we saw last Thursday. Jefferson just demolishing Cooper 5-0. So Kennedy, a great chance here in these last 4 regular season games to jump up in the Metro West and get as good of a seed as they possibly can here as they head toward the postseason. And obviously Benilde coming off of a tough one, a 2-1 loss against St. Louis Park last Thursday, their first Metro West loss of the season, and dealt them a serious blow to their conference title hopes in that game. This is the only meeting between these two teams this year, so an important one for both teams with an eye on the postseason, not too far around the corner. You talk about Kennedy as you see getting to look like a team photo there. But you look at Kennedy, and it starts with numbers 10 and 11 for them. Jesus Siriacomundo, number 10, and Diego Fuentes Rodriguez, number 11. They have combined for 9 of the 12 Kennedy goals this year. So they're the headliners. Siriacomundo, really that midfielder that controls everything for Kennedy, and then Fuentes Rodriguez, that striker up front that can find the back of the net with proclivity. Now on the other side for Benilde, balanced scoring. They have 12 goals on the year, but it's come from 7 different players. Morgan Olsen and Hans Bacchus are the only two with more than 1 goal. They both have 2 goals on the year. Morgan, number 17, he is a striker up front, a sophomore, and then Bacchus is a senior co-captain, number 10 for the Red Knights. Girls game to follow us, as you'll get to watch one of the best teams in the state, the Benilde girls team. They've given up just 1 goal on the year while scoring 22. So it'll be a tough matchup for the Kennedy girls later. But a good one here with some major implications on the line here in these next 80 minutes or so. Temperatures today in the low 60s. And we're just getting notification. The reason we're not starting is we are missing an official. There's not too many officials to begin with in high school soccer. You have just 2 linesmen and a referee. And so critically important. It's not like you have 4 umpires in baseball and you can go with 3 of them. I guess in high school you have 3. You could maybe cut it down to 2 if possible. Or football, you've got, if you're down a player or an official, you can have others rotate. But when there's only 3 of them out there and you're missing 1, it's a large field to cover. So we're currently in a little bit of a delay waiting for that official to show up here. As we're waiting for the start of this one. Might push our girls game back too. We'll see how long this delay lasts. As you see, there's the referee. Basketball, you've got 3 officials for high school. You lose 1, or we've seen officials go out with injury before and go down to 2, but a little bigger space to cover here for just 2 officials, obviously. So we would think here we see an official jogging in on the bottom portion of your stream potentially. If we can pan down a little bit further there, I think we've got that last official. So we should be good to go. Good on him with a little urgency running in. I've been there before as a former umpire. You get held up by traffic and you're running in there hot. But we appear to be ready to go from Bloomington Stadium. Benilde in the road white, red trim. Kennedy in the navy and gold here this afternoon. Temperatures, I was about to say, in the low 60s. And the wind coming out of the north, but it's, again, not a stiff wind at all. I'd say at most 5 to 10 miles an hour. Should not be much of a factor in this one. So we are underway. The Red Knights trying to keep their title hopes alive in the Metro West. Can ill afford. They're in a virtual deadlock with Chaska and St. Louis Park, all with 1 loss. Then you go down to Chanhassen and Kennedy with 3, probably out of it at this point given just 4 games left. So Kennedy can play a little bit of a spoiler here tonight. They turn it over. Here's Morgan Olsen. one of those Red Knights that have scored multiple goals. There's just two of them. They don't rely on one person necessarily. Headed ahead, nearly offsides. This is Riley Florsch, number 7. He'll send it to the far side of the field. And deposited out by Kennedy's Diego Perez, another key guy for them up front, a striker number 9 in Navy. He can be dangerous. Well, he half tripped over the ball. Worked out, though, as they pry it away from the Benilde player. That one a little too far for Justin Arias. But recovering was Artola, and Kennedy controlling. This is Gonzalez Rodriguez, defender number 25. A little too far in that touch. Red Knights the other way. Drew Clark, long ball up ahead. And coming out aggressively, Carter Lansdale. Excellent decision as Matthew Virginia was ahead of the play. And he looked maybe to be looks like the fastest Red Knight, number 8 in white. Chipped into the 18, all the way through. And it's played back out as there wasn't a good shooting path. And then Kennedy recovers. Nice job by Amir Rubio, the co-captain, number 13. Did not panic back there when that ball made it through. Rubio, Vera Martinez, Gonzalez Rodriguez, the 3 back. Defenders for Kennedy going to be tested in this one. Perez got a header on it, settles it nicely. Slides it ahead. This is Fuentes Rodriguez. Ball through for Perez. Too far, but it's a Kennedy throw. Of course, we all saw Fuentes Rodriguez with that brilliant hat trick against crosstown rival Jefferson. They'll play again next Tuesday. We'll have it for you on BEC-TV. Get 2 Kennedy doubleheaders this week. We'll also have the St. Louis Park game on Thursday as that one sails wide. Good pressure there by Kennedy. That's what they need to do, apply that pressure. Benilde looks like they really want to control the ball in this one. Kind of the opposite of what we saw on Thursday in the Jefferson-Cooper game, where Cooper was just going for broke. Benilde looks to be much more of a possession team. Arias slips one through nicely to Perez. Tried to make his man miss, but it was off on the Red Knights. Number 4, Teneke Johnson for Benilde. Out of the reach of Perez as it's played back toward midfield. They wanted to get it to Backus, the co-captain. Cut off nicely by Vera Martinez, but his ball is intercepted. And now Virginia swings it far side. Great defense there by Kennedy's Castaneda Rios, number 14, to deny possession. Bennett Miller. Flursh. Return ball, Flursh. Sends it across. Good move, the strike, and it's too high. Number 17, Morgan Olson. 2 goals for him already on the year. That one a bit too aggressive, but you see Benilde able to possess their ball and able to get space eventually. Throw for Castaneda Rios. Very experienced Kennedy team. He's one of those seniors, and there's quite a group of them. Plays it up ahead, but intended for Reyes, off the mark. Jaime Reyes, junior midfielder, number 12. Just over 5 minutes into this first half. Important one for Kennedy, trying for a 3-game winning streak. Twisting ball going to be difficult to keep in for Miller, and he cannot. So we'll see if Kennedy can take advantage of that error. Artola throw. Fuentes Rodriguez. Siriaco Mundo, first touch for him. Vera Martinez challenge there, has to play it back to Gonzalez Rodriguez. Artola. Good passing from Kennedy. They're possessing the ball a little bit more right now. Gonzalez Rodriguez trying to break that pressure. Good touch there by the Red Knights. Long ball up ahead. Matthew Virginia trying to run by Rubio and cannot. Good hustle by Rubio as he plays it back to Carter Lansdale. Lansdale, second time he's given it off to Vera Martinez.
Number 20 in for the Red Knights. Don't have a name.
Ball into the box. Dangerous moment there. Drew Clark, the co-captain, was closest to it, but Carter Lansdale jumping on it quickly. Benilde player number 20, do not know who that is. Neither listed on the Minnesota State High School League roster, nor the roster that Benilde sent over to Kennedy High School to be printed on the programs here today. Here's Olsen. Morgan Olsen ball into the box, cut off by Lansdale. Looking again for Drew Clark. Somewhat wishful thinking, but never a bad idea to put one toward the net. Apply some pressure. Never know, it could bounce weird or be misplayed. Olsen swings it. Ball for Virginia. Virginia across to Clark. Clark watched by Gonzalez Rodriguez. Plays it back to Flursh. Good possession right here. Backus for Benilde. Bad touch there. Pass a little bit too aggressive. Long ball for Kennedy, but they weren't quite on the same page. Perez hadn't started the run yet. Olsen, beautiful touch toward the corner. Nicely cut off, but all that Castanito Rios can do is send it over the end line for our first corner kick of the game, and it goes to the Red Knights. Benilde not the tallest of teams, so typically Kennedy will have a bit of a disadvantage on these corners, but Benilde doesn't have the height of some of the other teams we've seen, like a Chaska or a Jefferson even. So that'll be neutralized a little bit. And you saw it there with that corner. Benilde, instead of playing one into the box, just decided to quick kick it short, try for possession. Trying to keep it in Mason Gillian, and did. As Flursh sends it back to the defense. 22 we also do not have in our program. I can tell you that there's a 22 on the JV, Leighton Scott, but I'm not unsure if that's him. Artola tried to get it past Miller, but could not. Siriaco Mundo in a tussle with Flursh, and Flursh emerges. Backus plays it back. Long shot by Olsen. Blocked by Vera Martinez. Kennedy trying to counter. Ball for Fuentes Rodriguez. Trying to run it down. And it forces Benilde to send it for a Kennedy throw. Good long ball there by Kennedy. Well timed. And Fuentes Rodriguez was about a half step away. Gonzalez Rodriguez. Vera Martinez swings it over. Good settle there by Reyes. Reyes to Perez, but the flag is up for a Kennedy offside. Free kick for Teneke Johnson, a junior, number 4. Headed away by Kennedy. Artola can't keep it alive as it glances off his shin and out of play. Miller long throw. Bounces off of Backus. Miller recovers. As he plays it back to that number 22. We will identify as Leighton Scott. Apologies if he is not, but that's the only 22 we have. Siriaco Mundo to Fuentes Rodriguez. Good ball here to Artola in space. Omar Artola. Artola trying to emerge and does. Couldn't get the shot off. Bouncing around. And it's over to Olsen, who clears. Ahead for Matthew Virginia. Touches it by Castanito Rios, trying to trace it down, and it trickles out of play just far enough for Kennedy. We're over 10 minutes into this first half now, still scoreless. Figures to be a close one either way. Both these teams have played so many one-goal games this year. Bad pass by Flourish, intercepted by Kennedy. Perez trying to take it away at midfield. Flourish recovers. And that pass again glancing off of Kennedy. Good move there by the co-captain Backus. But then his pass was intercepted. Winning these midfield situations so important. Perez slipping it through. Fuentes Rodriguez, but there's the speed right there of number 14, Bennett Miller for Benilde. It was whistled dead anyway by the referee. So I think based on where they're taking this kick here, it was a foul on Kennedy. Low ball, Morgan Olsen. Backus trying to create. Backus slipping it through for Clark or for Virginia. Kennedy cuts that off, and that is very close to the flag. I think it will be a throw for the Red Knights. Mason Gillian, number 3, a junior, will take it. Kennedy relieves the pressure momentarily with that exit by Castaneda Rios. Olsen. Taken away nicely by Arias. Kennedy very sound defensively so far. Siriaco Mundo has a little bit of space over this side. Here's Perez. And he and Fuentes Rodriguez not on the same page. Trying to counter the Red Knights. Backus plays it ahead. Here's Clark. Clark has Virginia over there. Clark blocked. And then it's going to lead to a Benilde corner kick. That's not bad for Kennedy. They committed 2 players over there on Clark. And if that ball had gotten through, there were a couple of Red Knight players and not many for Kennedy over in that 18. So again, they go quickly on the corner kick, and that pass easily intercepted by the Eagles. But Fuentes Rodriguez can't keep it in. Throw. Backus launches it toward Matthew Virginia. So far, Benilde's won the possession battle, but no real good chances either way for either team so far through the first 15 minutes plus. Miller goes for the long throw. Clark plays it back to Miller. Vera Martinez. Could have been a foul on Benilde. It's a play on. Look at Fuentes Rodriguez, that ball stays in. Here's Perez outside of the 18 for Siriaco Mundo, but he was a little bit too far behind the play. Looked dangerous for a moment, and now Benilde trying to counter. Good challenge there by Vera Martinez. Reyes for Perez, back for Reyes toward the corner. And smart play by that number 20 for Benilde. We're not sure who it is, but he glances it off of Reyes for a Red Knight throw. Benilde did play Jefferson earlier this year, winning 3-1. Fuentes Rodriguez for Kennedy. Watched by 2 and gets that shot on net. And the Red Knights come up with their first save. That's goaltender Theo Poland for Benilde. He's a senior, number 32. Ball into the box for Clark, and the Red Knights counter with another corner, their third corner kick of the first half. So far, the strategy has been to go short. They've done that both times. And you can see right now they don't really have much in the box. Now they're starting to creep up. And no players available short right now for Morgan Olson. There's the twisting one to the back of the box, but too far for everyone as Siriaco Mundo watches it trickle over the sideline. Some Kennedy subs checking in as we near the midway point of this first half. Number 20, Alberto De Leon coming in. He's scored 2 goals already this year for Kennedy. He's a junior. Also,
number 8,
Alex Loaiza Galvan, number 8, and Enrique Garcia's Ramirez, number 18, have all checked in for Kennedy. Here is Galvan. Twists one across toward Garcia Ramirez, who settles it back to Gonzalez Rodriguez. Jesus Siriaco Mundo hasn't been given a lot of space by Benilde so far. Ball here challenging Kennedy. A little bit of a misplay by Rubio. Gonzalez Rodriguez recovers and plays it nicely up ahead to De Leon. Couldn't keep it in. Poland chips one, but it was right toward Kennedy. Fuentes Rodriguez, could be a foul there. Would set up a pretty juicy free kick, and let's hope Fuentes Rodriguez is okay. I don't think that warrants a card, in my opinion, as it looked like Teneke Johnson was close enough to the ball, or at least looking like he was playing the ball. Even if he didn't get that close, it's more about what the official intends that to be. So it looks like Fuentes Rodriguez is okay, and now a free kick for Justin Arias. Swings one into the box. And look at this attempt by Garcia Ramirez. Looked flashy, but didn't accomplish much. It does trickle out for a Kennedy throw. De Leon. And now Benilde trying to counter. Olsen squeezes it up ahead. Morgan Olsen, long ball for Clark. Clark, Kennedy racing back, tried to slip one through to Virginia, got tipped. Clark still has it. Ball across, and the shot taken just over the bar by Hans Backus, the co-captain, and Kennedy survives. Benilde's best chance of the first half is we're just past the midway point.
All home soccer games this season. Watch the stream of BEC-TV at www.bec.tv. or enjoy it on Apple
Watch
TV,
Backus is going to get a really good look.
Live games are also live on
Tried to
BEC-TV's Facebook
get it
page.
just under the bar. Fortunately for Kennedy, sailed over. Lansdale, one of the taller goalies in the Metro West. So I think if you're Backus, you tried to put that one more toward the corner, so it'd be harder for Lansdale to cover that top portion. Jumping straight up vertically, he easily can get there. He probably get there without even jumping much. Galvan able to get over enough to force that ball off of Benilde for a Kennedy throw. Fuentes Rodriguez maybe trying to win a corner down there. Got free, Fuentes Rodriguez, ball! And it finds the back of the net, but the back of the net on the outer part of the net. As you watch the replay, not a bad idea on a tough angle. Very nearly pulled it off for Fuentes Rodriguez. Siriaco Mundo with a little space, tees it up. But Poland has some pretty good height too on the other side and an easy catch for Theo. Good idea though by Jesus Siriaco Mundo to get it on net. Second shot on goal for Kennedy. Morgan Olsen tried to get a return pass from Matthew Virginia, stolen by Arias for a moment. Olsen takes it back. And it's off of Castaneda Rios. Olsen. Bad angle on that touch. Long ball, Arias trying to lead ahead, and Kennedy has numbers. It's De Leon! And Backus got a piece of it to send it over the bar. That might have been 1-0. Backus just got enough on a very good De Leon strike. And that's where his height comes into play. And our first Kennedy corner of the game. And jogging over is Jesus Siriaco Mundo. Perez not in there right now for Kennedy, so you lose their tallest attacker. Let's see what Siriaco Mundo can do. Here's the corner toward the far post. Poland misses it. Arias toward the box. And it's played to safety for the Red Knights. And now Kennedy needs to get back. Dangerous attempt there, but successfully by Gonzalez Rodriguez. If that got past him, Kennedy was in a lot of trouble. But it did not, and now here they come the other way. Garcia Ramirez. Good defense there by Bennett Miller. And now Clark just blasts it out of play. Kennedy having a strong 5 minutes right now as we get toward the late stages of this first half. Benilde in position to take a Metro West title, but they cannot afford a loss against Kennedy today. Kennedy, meanwhile, trying to move up in the standings and record its third victory in a row. Olsen, mid pressure from De Leon, got rid of it. De Leon challenge. Not quite able to get there in time. De Leon chips it ahead. Fuentes Rodriguez. Galvan. Return ball. Galvan. And a Kennedy corner. Good passing right there from Kennedy. It'll be Arias on this side, the lefty. Prefers that left foot to swing, and that's perfect on this side. Arias ready for the corner. Into the 18, De Leon, but getting up high to play it away was Johnson, and then blasted way over the bar by Vera Martinez. Watch Tineke Johnson right there. Excellent job by Benilde, and then forces a long-range opportunity from Vera Martinez.
And for the Red Knights, number 18, Reggie Hyde.
Reggie Hyde, you can hear, is checked in, number 18. A rare, not junior or senior to play. He's only a sophomore, as that left-footed touch by Arias too far. He wanted De Leon. Here is Hyde. Plays it up ahead. Nice touch by Clark, but good recovery by Gonzalez Rodriguez and wins a Kennedy throw. Excellent defense by the senior. Watch Gonzalez Rodriguez. Got back, got body position, and a good challenge. We have an illegal throw-in as he picked that up on our referee's mic. Hyde. Ahead, Backus. Here's Clark with some space. Gonzalez Rodriguez once again. Beautifully done. And got it past Hyde. And a foul there. Boy, if they didn't call that on Fuentes Rodriguez, he would have had something for Kennedy. And right there, I think it's a good call. Hyde getting there first, and then the contact by Fuentes Rodriguez. Hyde getting back just in time. Good first half by Gonzalez Rodriguez for Kennedy, doing a nice job over there. This one's chipped toward him again. Clark is over there. Clark squeezes it through. Virginia twists wide. As we head toward the 10-minute mark remaining in this first half. On BEC-TV, Josh Powers along with our crew. Great to have you for this first of our doubleheader. Girls game coming up next, about 7:15 start time. Tineke Johnson, last line of defense. Taken away though by Fuentes Rodriguez. Ball ahead and a foul on Tineke as he hits Fuentes Rodriguez from behind. So that'll give Siriaco Mundo a free ball here. Waiting until Fuentes Rodriguez is ready. Siriaco Mundo, his ball. And it'll be caught by Poland. As he rolls it up ahead for Jillian. Backus, he has excellent touch. Gilliand. Stolen though by Siriaco Mundo. Here comes Kennedy on a counter. It's Galvan. Arias has to dart away from Olsen. Good footwork by Arias. Galvan pushed in the back by Morgan Olsen. And I think it's going to be a free kick for Kennedy. Watch, just a little bit too much contact there by Morgan Olsen. Free kick for Arias with that left foot. He can get it into the box from this position. Arias skies it, but it was kind of away from where his teammates were. Easily caught once again by Theo Poland. Johnson sends it ahead for Clark. Excellent touch there over to Hyde. Without skipping a beat. Up ahead for Backus, and that forces Rubio to angle it out. Kennedy needs to get their numbers back a bit, and that allowed them to do just that. As we're under 9 minutes left here, first half. Benilde sub Matthew Virginia checking out. And hard to tell who came in. It may have been Nate Charles, number 13. Here's a chance, a low twisting shot, still loose in the box, and it was blocked just in time by Castaneda Rios. Actually, that was Siriaco Mundo. Castaneda Rios was also there. And it is, in fact, Nate Charles who's checked in number 13 for Benilde. Fuentes Rodriguez. Arias. Too far. He wanted to send one toward Garcia Ramirez. And now Clark for Benilde. Ball across. Good move by Julian, and it forces Castaneda Rios to deflect it out of play. So Benilde getting a little more dangerous here in the final 10 minutes. They'll have their fourth corner kick. And it'll be Morgan Olson. Here's a low corner by Olson. Played out by Kennedy. Olson touches it back. Flourish shot. Deflected high in the air. Dangerous ball for Kennedy. They settle it nicely. Flourish chips it back in the box, and Kennedy heads it out beautifully. Good touches defensively for Kennedy, getting it done quickly. Ball through! Got past Lansdale, but not in! It was saved by Gonzalez Rodriguez. What a half for the senior. He has been everywhere. Watch Gonzalez Rodriguez save the day for Kennedy. As we're back to live play, we'll get to that replay in a moment. Here's Hyde. Ahead for Charles. Charles deflected, and Kennedy plays it away again. It'll be a throw-in. But Benilde increasing the pressure offensively. Another look at this. As Lansdale did what he could, got a piece of it right there, and that may have been enough to slow it up. And then Gonzalez Rodriguez, beautifully done in the nick of time. Clearly, no goal. Here's Olsen ball! And Lansdale dove and missed, but it was also out of the reach of Jillian. Great ball from Morgan Olsen. Lansdale's had more action in the last 4 minutes than he did really in the first 30 minutes of this half.
For the Eagles, number 7, Omar Artola.
Artola back in. Fuentes Rodriguez out for the remainder of this half, you would think. Here's Clark. Clark on Artola. Or correction, on Arias, excuse me. Good touch by Backus. And blasted well over the bar by Clark. But they are getting some space and some opportunities, Benilde. Kennedy needs to get this to halftime, still scoreless. Lansdale's been going short on all these goal kicks. Not sure why. We've seen him blasted out there in past Kennedy games. This game also being broadcast on Park TV. Thank you to all those on Park TV for tuning in. Here's a bad pass by Benilde. De Leon for Kennedy. De Leon shot blocked. It was a good recovery by, again, we think number 22 is Leighton Scott. At least that's what he's listed on in the JV, as Kennedy wins a corner. So can they take advantage here late in this half? It'll be Justin Arias, as he usually does on this side. Arias, low ball, chested away by Benilde. Good touch there. That's always dangerous at that portion. Could easily get a handball, but he did not. And now the Red Knights trying to counter with Clark. Slides it back for Hyde. Kennedy recovering nicely. Bad pass here. Galvan. Vera Martinez. Siriaco Mundo! Tipped and saved by Poland. What a strike by Jesus Siriaco Mundo. And it took the best effort by Theo Poland to keep it out of the net. Jesus Siriaco Mundo making things happen for Kennedy. He'll take this corner. Kennedy wants to take its time, get as close to that half as they can. No hurry here. Fourth Kennedy corner of the first half, so even in corner kicks. Jesus ball over Poland! And almost headed in by Galvan, who just missed it. And that's exactly what you're looking for, is that ball to get by the keeper. Could have been a little contact there by Gillian, number 3, but he did it subtly enough, it looked like. Maybe we can get one more look at that one. Just, I think, threw Galvan a little bit off kilter on that header.
Number 19 in for the Red Knights.
Great ball by Siriaco Mundo. 2 excellent strikes in a row for Kennedy. So it looked like Benilde had some of the momentum. Kennedy getting it back here late in this half. Still neither team yet to break through. Vera Martinez to Siriaco Mundo. Ball in for De Leon. Is tripped up. And no foul. Oh my goodness. It was actually Galvan, not De Leon. Oh my. Benilde, very lucky as Siriaco Mundo sends it well wide. What a chance there for Kennedy with just over 90 seconds left. Let's take another look. We can slow this one down even too. What a ball from Siriaco Mundo. On point to Galvan. He clearly has the advantage, and I'm not sure why that is not a foul. I have no explanation there. There's another bump, and this one will be called.
In the first half, 1 minute.
My goodness. That one is, fortunately for the Red Knights, just outside of the 18. And then the Benilde player kicking the closest ball away from him. He could have given it to Kennedy, making the Kennedy player running, using precious time to get a different ball. Not the best example of sportsmanship, in my opinion. Kennedy will take its time here. They still have half a minute. Here Martinez and Siriaco Mundo setting up the play. Vera Martinez lets it go, deflected away, and now Kennedy needs to get back. There's still 12 seconds left for Benilde. They should just blast it away here for Kennedy, and that's exactly what they do.
7, 6,
just to make sure they're not scored on in the last 10 seconds.
2,
and we will head to
1,
halftime.
0.
Still scoreless, but boy, the last 5 minutes, Kennedy really had some good chances. We'll maybe take another look at that incident in the 18, which I think should have given Kennedy a penalty kick. Can't think of why that wouldn't have been called. It sure looked like contact, but no call was made, and we head to halftime scoreless. If you're watching live, halftime 10 minutes away from the second half. If you're watching our tape-delayed version, second half coming up right after this break. It's Kennedy and Benilde on BEC-TV.
why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others.
For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
Back for the second half at Bloomington Stadium, a beautiful Tuesday night here in late September. Scoreless, Benilde and Kennedy here on the boys' side. Girls' game to follow us, approximately 7:15 start time if you're watching live. Things getting interesting here down the stretch late in the first half. This non-call on what I thought should have been a foul. You see clear contact there. The Benilde player, I do not believe, got the ball. That was number 20. We don't know who number 20 is for Benilde. It was Loiza Galvan tripped up. One more look at this angle and watch the challenge here. Clearly no contact with the ball, contact with Loiza Galvan, and I still am baffled as to why Kennedy did not get a penalty kick. In that situation, Loiza Galvan had a clear advantage toward that ball as well. And then you've this situation late in the half, a shoulder which could have been no intent to play the ball, could have been a yellow card. Then with time dwindling, there's less than a minute here, the Benilde player, now you don't have to necessarily give this ball to Kennedy, you can just leave it where it is. You'll watch the Kennedy player starts to go after this ball, and then Benilde kicks it away, forcing Kennedy to go retrieve a different ball further away. Maybe not the best of sportsmanship is all I'll say on that one for Benilde. A tough one there. And Kennedy very well could or should be leading this game. And maybe could is a better adjective because penalty kick is not a certainty, but in my opinion should have at least been awarded a penalty kick there late in that half. A lot transpiring. Benilde also had some dangerous chances in the last 10 minutes. The way this game's going, a goal is going to be scored fairly soon, or at least the way we ended the first half. But still scoreless. A lot on the line in this game. Benilde still in contention for a Metro West title. They have just one loss in the league, and so do Chaska and St. Louis Park. But they can ill afford another loss, you would think, with just 3 games left. They still have to play Chaska. But St. Louis Park has beaten them already and has the tiebreaker against the Red Knights. Kennedy, meanwhile, trying to move up in the standings, get their 3rd win in a row. Here's an early Benilde foul. That was much less physical by Flirsch than what was not called in the Benilde 18 right before the half. Vera Martinez swings into it. And it's Galvan getting there first. Siriaco Mundo. Galvan. His cross. Fuentes Rodriguez! Shot right on. Deflected away by Poland, who was nicely positioned for that shot. Poland has played well for Benilde. So the first corner of the second half, it'll be Jesus Siriaco Mundo. Fuentes Rodriguez. His best opportunity so far on this nice cross. Here's the corner kick. Galvan. Back for Siriaco Mundo. Twists one toward the 18. Nice header out of play or out of the area by Teneke Johnson. Carter Lansdale out to play it. Vera Martinez for Kennedy. On the move is Ramirez. Ramirez, falling down. Galvan, but he got up quickly. Siriaco Mundo trying to get to space. He has an opening, and the shot will drift wide, excuse me. I think it was touched by Benilde, and it was, so this will be a Kennedy corner. They had just one corner until about the 10-minute mark remaining in the first half, and now this is corner kick number 6 for the Eagles. So you can tell they've had a lot more chances as this game has gone on. It'll be Arias, the lefty, with the corner, far post, up in the air was De Leon. Had a good look at it. Would have been difficult to score from that far out with the header, but sails wide. Couple Kennedy players overrunning it. Then recovering was Garcia Ramirez, Siriaco Mundo, Vera Martinez, and it's Loaiza Galvan. Nice touch, Siriaco Mundo. Return ball, Siriaco Mundo with the strike. Too tall. Good passing combination from Kennedy. Really keeping Benilde on its heels. Kennedy really executing well right now. Win that 50-50 ball. It's Jesus Siriaco Mundo, ball through for De Leon. Can't quite get there in time. Is pouncing on it Theo Poland. Reggie Hyde. Good intervention there by Galvan. Flourish sends it this way. Backus on the move. Keeps it away from Vera Martinez. Finds Hyde. Ball up for Charles, sends it toward the 18, across. Sent high in the air by Vera Martinez. Nice touch by Galvan. Fuentes Rodriguez. Back to Galvan. Now up ahead, a little too far on the touch by Arias. Hyde with the steal, up for Charles. Charles with a half step, ball across. Here's a chance for Gillian. Gillian, shot, toward the far post. Kennedy was there again. I think that might have been wide, but it was smart to play it anyway by Siriaco Mundo. Not out of the woods yet as it's Backus. Kennedy stops that challenge, and now Fuentes Rodriguez. Ball ahead for De Leon. It's De Leon against Johnson. De Leon touch, and the strike. Didn't get all of it. Easy scoop up for goaltender Theo Poland. Good counter, though, by Kennedy. We have about way behind the play as Leighton Scott drives that one. We have a Kennedy player down. He's going to need medical staff to take a look. No idea what happened as the ball was way down on the other end. Trying to deduce who that is by process of elimination for Kennedy. Thinking it could be Amir Rubio. Nope, Rubio's over there. We'll just have to wait. That number is out of my view right now. I don't want to spread any misinformation to scare friends or relatives watching at home. Thank you, by the way, for tuning into this one on BEC-TV alongside our crew, Josh Powers. An intense one so far between Benilde and Kennedy. One goal might be enough in this one. Benilde needs to keep winning to keep pace with St. Louis Park, who just beat them last Thursday, and Chaska, who also has one loss in the Metro West. That loss came to the hands of Jefferson, who, just like Kennedy, has been improving as this season has gone on. It's really turned into a tough Metro West, where every night is a battle. Gives both teams a chance to take a quick breather here, but certainly more important things for Kennedy. Still not even sure who that player is down. We're going to throw it to a quick break here. We'll come back. We'll get you an update You're watching live boys soccer, Kennedy and Benilde here on BEC-TV. Back on BEC TV, still scoreless. Unfortunately, just found out the Kennedy injury here as they get a dangerous chance. Fuentes Rodriguez into the box. But it is a developing situation here. Jesus Siriaco injured a moment ago for Kennedy. He was eventually able to walk off under his own power. But that would be a gigantic loss for Kennedy as he does so much. We just saw him defend a possible goal for Benilde that was headed toward the far post. He's their best midfielder, sets up so much of their offense. So we have a Kennedy foul. Jesus Siriaco will certainly keep our eye on his availability. Right now he's seated on the Kennedy bench talking to the medical trainer. So a good sign, at least he was able to get up. He was down for a long time, got up under his own power, obviously walking gingerly as we have Bacchus roaming into the box for Benilde. And at least right now, they're not really looking at anything for him. Not examining an ankle or a knee or anything like that. So for being on the ground for a good couple of minutes, about as positive as it could be, you would think. At least judging by Siriaco actions and able to walk off under his own power, but certainly his return is in question at this point. Kennedy will have to press on as we head toward the final 30 minutes of regulation, still scoreless. Throw here for the Red Knights. There is Siriaco now outstretched on the Kennedy bench. As the medical staff now is going to come look at, it looks like his left, or correction, now he's face down, his right leg, right knee area. Here's a ball through for Charles. Played away by the co-captain Rubio, but it is a corner for the Red Knights. Could be just a cramp for Siriaco. They are kind of massaging that hamstring area, or back of the thigh area. Is that ball into the box? Deflected away, Kennedy, and played away. Good ball there by Galvan up ahead for De Leon. He was a little bit tangled up with Teneke Johnson. Oh, great move there, but then a bad pass. Did all the heavy lifting. Did Benilde's number 20 right here. We don't know who that player is. Great move, and then the easy part. Didn't quite execute. Looked good, though. Drew Clark on the steal. Ball ahead for Bacchus, and a good ball. Bacchus into the 18. Tried to chip it over Vera Martinez and could not. He was well positioned for Kennedy. Gonzalez Rodriguez ball for De Leon, and the flag up for an offside on Alberto De Leon. Gonzalez Rodriguez had an excellent game for Kennedy. Remember, he saved what would have been a certain goal by ball got past Carter Lansdale in the first half. He recovered, and just before it crossed the line, he was able to kick it away.
All right. Right on. Back to Bears.
At midfield, Morgan Olson. Gonzalez Rodriguez defends that one. Good anticipation by Leighton Scott. Plays it back to Clark. And Flourish swings it this side. Touched ahead, Gillian. In the corner. Ball to the top of the 18. Flourish into the box, Charles. Blocked by Vera Martinez. It'll trickle out for Benilde corner. So the Red Knights, 10 minutes into this half, starting to win more of those midfield balls, and certainly without Jesus Siriacomundo, that's going to be a challenging area for Kennedy the rest of this game if he cannot return. Corner, low one, into the box. Deposited away by Kennedy. Here comes De Leon. He's 1-on-7, basically. He got tripped up. I think probably a good no call there. Out to play this one, Lansdale. Taking a gamble, but it worked out for him. Carter Lansdale getting there just in time. Mistake there by that number 20 for Benilde. Here's Kennedy's number 20, De Leon. His ball for Fuentes Rodriguez a little off target. Long ball, Vera Martinez getting there. Beautiful touch to Gonzalez Rodriguez. Siriacomundo right now looking like he's being asked some questions by the medical staff. He was doing some stretching exercises over by behind the Kennedy bench. Gonzalez Rodriguez recovers. Well, again, a lot of contact and no whistle. That could have gone in Benilde's favor that time. Fuentes Rodriguez ball for Arias. Arias able to keep it alive. Wants to get a cross off. It was tackled away by the Red Knights and apparently did not go out. So the Red Knights fortunate there. They avoid a Kennedy corner kick. Flourish being challenged from behind. Slides it ahead for Backus. And it's offside. Co-captain Hans Backus just ahead of the play. We're still trying to find out who that Benilde number 20 is. We asked the Benilde team member, part of the team anyway, in the press box, and that person was also not sure who he is. Whoever he is, he avoided that, what would have been a penalty shot for Kennedy with that non-call back in the first half. Here is Kennedy into the box for De Leon. Up in the air, De Leon trying to get body position, deflects it over. And there's that number 20 with an excellent play on a potential cross by Garcia Ramirez. And now Backus gets around Castaneda Rios, trying to draw a foul there, and no call. That could have gone in favor of the Red Knights. Even that instance there, both teams had kind of stopped, just Garcia Ramirez pushed from behind. Both teams were waiting for a whistle. Finally it came. Garcia Ramirez back to his feet. De Leon. And De Leon get to it. Kind of glanced off the bottom of his arm, no call. There's another foul. Things starting to get rough here at Bloomington Stadium. Referee really letting them play in this one. I think both teams are realizing that and are inviting more contact as a result. De Leon. Loaiza Galvan. Fuentes Rodriguez. Pushed in the box, and the flag went up. That is not a foul. It was offside on Diego Fuentes Rodriguez. Just so happened the whistle came right at the time when he was being steamrolled by that number 20. Again, we're not sure who that is. Olsen back to Riley Flirsch. And kicks it to nobody. Kennedy throw. Castaneda Rios throw. In toward the 18. That one apparently was offside, but caught anyway by goaltender Poland. And now on the counterattack, Benilde. It's Charles. Gonzalez Rodriguez deflects it away, but it's a corner kick, or excuse me, that's Rubio, I believe, deflecting that away. Corner kick, though, Benilde. Gonzalez Rodriguez, it looks like, has moved up to midfield in place of Siriaco Mundo. I believe Diego Perez has checked back in for Kennedy to number 90, and he has indeed checked back in for Kennedy. So it looks like he replaced Loaiza Galvan. Dangerous challenge there by Vera Martinez, and another no call.
Bennett Miller and number 8, Matthew Virginia.
Meanwhile, Bennett Miller, Matthew Virginia have checked back in for the Red Knights. Here's a ball toward Gillian. Getting a piece of it, Castaneda Rios. Gillian, beautiful move. His ball hit off of Kennedy's Amir Rubio and went over the end line. Another Benilde corner. And now the likely game winner will happen with either Benilde or Kennedy finding the back of the net as we're nearing the midway point of the second half. Low corner. Vera Martinez plays it out of the 18, chip back toward the box. Kennedy again gets rid of it. Ball takes a favorable bounce. Kennedy might have numbers. Gonzalez Rodriguez, and what looked promising at the start turns into an easy pickup for Poland. Diego Perez, nice move, and a foul by Leighton Scott. Nice move there from Perez, clearly foul. It has to be pretty clear and obvious to be called in this game, if you've been watching. Chance here for Vera Martinez on a free kick. Here's the ball in a good spot for Perez, and jumping in, Poland. Well done by the Benilde keeper. Dangerous challenge, and I'm surprised that was not called. Finally a whistle. Looked like a clear foul on Amir Rubio, and it was a late whistle but called. Backus. Into the box. On the move was Olsen and could not get there in time, but it's a corner again for the Red Knights.
Now you can check out replays of those great goals and saves while you're in the stands. Bloomington Education Community Television is providing live
So
coverage of this
corner
of nearly
kick
all the home soccer games this season. Watch us
As we near the midway point of this second half,
www.BEC-TV.org
alongside our crew, Josh Powers with you. It's been a entertaining one, even though there hasn't been any goals yet.
Live on BEC-TV's Facebook
And now that next goal is going to be extremely critical. Benilde trying to stay within touch of the lead in the Metro West, currently one of 3 teams with 1 loss. Kennedy trying to move up in the standings and get their 3rd win in a row and continue this positive momentum.
Number 23, Isaac Isarique.
They have played a strong game so far, but they are without Jesus Siriacomundo, their co-captain, who suffered an injury early on in this half. Kennedy trying to survive without him. Benilde has owned much of the play since he went out. Let's throw to the Red Knights. They move quickly on these set pieces. I like that strategy, trying to catch the other team off guard. Long ball intended, and getting all the way through to Backus, who put a pretty good swing on it, but fortunately for Kennedy, hit it right at Carter Lansdale. Excellent ball by Drew Clark. Played that all the way across with pinpoint accuracy. De Leon unable to win that challenge. Scott sends it ahead. Taken away by Kennedy. And now controlling it, Riley Flirsch. Backus trying to sneak one through. It was played by Vera Martinez. Mason Gillian. Gillian has Virginia near him. Ball deflecting around Backus. Backus with space, lets it go. Blocked by Rubio. Clark will play it back toward midfield. Twisting ball into the box for Clark. It sneaks all the way through. Gillian will win a corner. Kennedy giving up too much space right now in and around the 18. Let that ball get through to Gillian. And it results in a Red Knight corner. And at this point, assuming we get this corner here, save that thought for another moment of a second corner. Assuming no Jesus Siriacomundo the rest of the way, it would be a very good result indeed for Kennedy to finish this game in a scoreless tie. Remember, no overtime this year. Here's Backus. Swings into it and scores! What a strike by Hans Backus. Kennedy has just been giving up too much space. I think that might have been deflected as well. Hans Backus, his 3rd of the season, and now things go from tough to dire for Kennedy with under 18 minutes remaining. Benilde had been looking for that breakthrough chance. And they get it off the right leg of Hans Backus.
Number 10, Hans Backus.
So now how aggressive will Kennedy be here? Perez, De Leon, Fuentes Rodriguez. It's in the box and blasting it over the top was Loaiza Galvan. Oh my goodness. What a chance for Kennedy. Seconds after giving up the lead. Loaiza Galvan not going to get a better look than that. Fuentes Rodriguez trying to get to space. Area swing. And it's wide left. Kennedy was bellowing for a foul as well. Like the response from Kennedy. Probably should have had an equalizer. Galvan, I think, rushed that attempt a little bit. Just didn't hit it at the right angle, unfortunately, for Kennedy. Joel Bautista, number 23, is checked in as well, the sophomore for Kennedy. Matthew Virginia. Flourish. Clark. Clark tripped up, fell on the ball. They still wait for the whistle. There it comes finally. Benilde will be content to possess this as much as possible here in the last 15 minutes. Into the box for Olsen, too far, headed out, secondary chance, Clark. And just kind of ran out of time. Had to get it away as quickly as he could. Girls game coming up after this one. Approximate start time 7:15. So stick around if you're watching live on BEC-TV. Reyes checking back in for Kennedy. De Leon has to play it back toward Gonzalez Rodriguez. Reyes keeps that alive. De Leon, edge of the 18. Poked away from behind. Fuentes Rodriguez. Was hoping someone would run through the box for a pass, but no Kennedy player did. Cleared away by the Red Knights. Nice idea here, but nobody was in the area for Kennedy. Castaneda Rios. Fuentes Rodriguez trying to draw a foul and does. Just outside of the 18. Diego Fuentes Rodriguez for Kennedy. This is normally where you'd have Siriaco Mundo take this free kick. Luckily for Kennedy, it's on this right side of the field, so the left-footed Arias will come in to take it. So here's Arias. Goes short with it, and then that kind of blew up in Kennedy's face a little bit as Benilde had that secondary pass covered nicely. And now they're trying to counter. Clark held up nicely by Vera Martinez. Vera Martinez, a mistake at midfield for Benilde, but they recover. Thanks to Gillian. Gillian on a run. Virginia. Clark. They want a handball on Kennedy. But I don't know if the official, whether it did or not, I don't know that the official saw it. Hard to tell from that angle. It is out for a Red Knight throw-in. In no hurry here, Benilde, with the lead late in this one. Here's De Leon, can't get to that one. Arias ahead, touched by Reyes, who draws the foul. He had position and got to the ball first. Just that little touch right there, and there's the contact. Fuentes Rodriguez. Bautista back toward Fuentes Rodriguez. Getting there is Loaiza Galvan. His shot was blocked. And now Gilliand. Long ball gets past Rubio. And now it's Clark. Great recovery. Gonzalez Rodriguez having quite a game. Number 25 in Navy. Vera Martinez for De Leon. It's onside, but the ball's too far, and it's caught on a bounce by goaltender Poland. As now we'll get a stoppage of play. This might be a yellow card on the Red Knights. Or actually, this is going to be on Kennedy, excuse me. And I think on the replay, deservedly so by Alberto De Leon. A little frustration for the junior forward for Kennedy.
Yellow card given to Benilde, number 22, and to the Eagles, number
Actually, a
20,
card also given to
De Leon.
Benilde's number 22, which I think is Leighton Scott. So both players given a yellow card.
And for the Eagles, number 7, Omar Artoile.
And I think they got the Benilde player for maybe a taunting, kind of clapping at that yellow card is the only thing I could think of there.
Reminder, the next home game for the Kennedy boys soccer team will be Thursday, October 1st, 5 p.m. here at Bloomington Stadium.
Kennedy
versus
finds some
St. Louis
late
Park.
magic. Not yet. It's Galvan, but I think it was a handball. As we're just about in the final 10 minutes here. Scoreless at the half. Only goal of the second half. Hans Backus for Benilde. Kennedy has had chances. Loaiza Galvan sent one just over the bar, just after the Backus goal back in the first half. Galvan, we thought, should have been awarded, or at least Kennedy should have drawn a penalty kick. Doesn't necessarily have to be taken by Galvan. So Benilde trying to close this one out. And Kennedy without one of their best players in Jesus Siriaco Mundo. Their other top attacker there, Diego Fuentes Rodriguez, all tangled up, and foul's going to be on him. And I think that one's a good call. It didn't appear that Fuentes Rodriguez had position. Matthew Virginia getting position there, and his ball too far, intended for Drew Clark. So Kennedy now without De Leon, one of their better offensive players. Siriaco Mundo, the guy that sets everything up for Kennedy. Going to be tough to get a goal against the Red Knights here in the final 10 minutes. Free kick, Teneke Johnson. And that was, I think, a little bit of a shank. It goes way to the right. Fortunately, headed right to one of his teammates over there, as now Flursh had it taken away, and a foul on Flursh as Arias had the advantage. Our next Kennedy broadcast, 48 hours from now, a very good St. Louis Park team coming in to Bloomington Stadium. Boys game will be at 5, girls at 7 on Thursday night on BEC-TV, so tune in for that. Kennedy facing two of the top 3 this week. A critical week for Kennedy. In need of a late strike here. Free kick, Veer Martinez. Good challenge by Drew Clark. Clark weaving his way, sends it ahead for Matthew Virginia, but it's offside. Kennedy moving with a little more urgency now as we're under 8 minutes. Long ball, challenging, went over the head of the last Benilde defender, but Theo Poland saw that developing. Back in for the final few minutes, Reyes, and checking out the sophomore Bautista. Artola couldn't quite split the two Benilde defenders.
And for the Eagles, number 18, Enrique Garcia Ramirez.
Garcia Ramirez also in for Kennedy. Eagle throw. Everybody but one on this side of the field for Kennedy. Last ditch effort to try to tie this game. Ball deflects away from Flourish. Artola! That was blocked by Johnson. Loaiza Galvan looked like he was being bear hugged. Got rid of it. Twisting ball. Good strike by Garcia Ramirez. Caught Theo Poland a little bit off guard, but he had took a step back and easily made that catch. Gonzalez Rodriguez plays that away. Kennedy a chance to move up quickly here, but pass just a little bit off target. Long ball for the Red Knights the other way. It's Gillian. Trying to get around Castaneda Rios. Helping him out was Rubio.
Could you please, when the game is over, could you please exit towards the south end of the stadium towards...
And now we're under 5 minutes left
The boys' game. Can you please
as the lights
exit
have come on here at
south end
Bloomington
of the
Stadium.
Thank you.
Gillian, beautiful move, kept it alive. Backus. And it's a Benilde corner. These are precious seconds dripping off the clock right now. Benilde doing Kennedy a favor, getting that corner done quickly. Olsen to space, lets it go, and it will go wide as Lansdale wisely choosing not to touch that one. Lansdale finally will blast one toward midfield. Takes a nice Kennedy hop toward Artola. Gillian recovers. Vera Martinez. Garcia Ramirez, long ball for Fuentes Rodriguez. Teneke Johnson getting over in time, and it might be a foul on Fuentes Rodriguez. He needs to be careful. He's been showing some frustration here in the second half. And the loss of Siriaco Mundo playing a heavy part in this game, in my opinion. Kennedy just was not the same team in the last 30 minutes without him as they were in the first 50. The offensive chances been fewer and far between for the Eagles. As we're in the final 3 minutes. Virginia will just play it across for more possession. Chip toward the box. Clark. Gonzalez Rodriguez takes care of it. Ramirez. Arias. Long ball, Artola. And a little bit wide. They will stop the clock momentarily. Will there be a final chance for Kennedy here? The last 2 minutes. Man, they are letting everything go in this game. Fuentes Rodriguez shot, glances off a Benilde defender and trickles harmlessly onto Theo Poland. Good touch there by Rubio. Castaneda Rios. Sent a long way. Artola for Fuentes Rodriguez, but he had stopped moving toward the Benilde net. Good idea from Omar Artola.
1 minute remaining.
Just not quite on the same page with Fuentes Rodriguez, as now we're in the final minute. And he needs to move it downfield quickly, even if it's a little bit haphazard. Too much dribbling from Castaneda Rios. And now Benilde can take their time with a half minute remaining. Ball toward the box. Kennedy needs to go right now. Here's a dangerous chance. Wide of the mark. That's pretty much going to end this game as Lansdale has to go try to retrieve.
10,
you can
9,
see he's on a dead
8,
sprint, but Kennedy's going to
7,
run out of time.
6, 5,
And
4,
Benilde
3, 2,
is going to win this
1,
game 1-0.
0. Give both teams a round of applause.
Hans Bacchus, the only goal in this game.
Thank you for attending tonight's game.
And a
please
tough one for
exit
Kennedy. You just have to
out
wonder
towards
what
the
could have
south
been
end
in the
of stadium
final 30
towards
minutes
Union Street.
had they had their captain,
And have a safe
Jesus
trip home.
Siriakamuna. We hope he is okay. There are more games to come from Kennedy, and they are certainly going to need him down the stretch. But unfortunately, Kennedy falls to 3-4-1. Benilde stays in the thick of the Metro West race. They're now 6-1. Even with Chaska, who's 6-1-1, St. Louis Park 5-1-1. Of course, both those teams in action tonight. Our next Kennedy Boys broadcast, Thursday night, 48 hours from now, 5 o'clock start against St. Louis Park. Our final 1-0 Benilde there. Unfortunately, we did not end in a scoreless tie, although Kennedy had some chances to find the back of the net on a couple of occasions, most notably that non-call, which, in my opinion, should have been a penalty shot late in the first half, was not called. Benilde took advantage of their opportunity, and the Hans Bacchus goal, the game winner. If you're watching live, girls starting at about 7:15 against Benilde, just about a half hour from now. If you're watching the tape-delayed version, head on over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/BEC-TV, or our website, bectv.org, for when that girls' game will be shown. A 1-0 Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights win over Kennedy. For our crew, this is Josh Powers saying so long for now from Bloomington Stadium.